I follow a guy. Let's talk cannabis or something. I think I think he sells it or whatever. I just smoke weed. You know, obviously I believe there should be a federal legalization of marijuana. I think there should pass policy on it. I think it's another example of how far regressive America really is. I don't like the fact that some people, their politics is based upon stuff like that. I don't like the fact that for some people, their politics is based upon race. I think that it weakens the argument. You know, I don't like the fact the left is motivated simply by weed and like police brutality and stuff. Because something I say very often is, what if they take down all the Confederate statues tomorrow? They could do that. What if they take down all the Confederate flags tomorrow? Then these crackers will tell you, there's no more racism. See, now, why are you black people where you are now? See, there's no more racism. We've got to have a materialistic perspective on these matters on the left. And we've got to view this stuff. You got to be serious about these matters. You know, I don't know. I don't look at it like that. I don't think. I just think it feeds into the culture war. I mean, Michael Brooks put it one time with Bernie Sanders, how he felt like Bernie should just, when they say, oh, he's a communist. No, I'm trying to finish what FDR started. That should have been the response. Now we know Bernie didn't make it to the primaries. Bernie was never going to make it to the primaries, you know. We're just living in that era now where they can just scream communist at you and you lose votes, you lose support. I mean, that's what America is now. People would rather live in poverty and die of a pandemic than the fear being called a communist or a socialist. That's American values. Like years ago with the homosexuals, and when they scream at you, you're soft on crime. This is what America is, and that's why I say to you, our politics needs to be about more than racism or race politics and the drug war. Of course, marijuana should be legalized. Of course. What you're looking at is revangism in some cases. You know, you're living in stay on subject. I just feel like the war on drugs is somewhat of a secondary issue. I mean, my thing when it comes to the opioids living up here, these crackers, is they didn't, all this stuff about counseling, they didn't give you that when you had to crack cocaine. What these crackers give you? Drug task forces, mandatory minimums. What do these crackers tell you? We're going to arrest our way out of this problem. So I'm not trying to hear that shit. I'm not trying to hear that cracker bullshit about opioids. I don't care about that stuff, man. I watch those documentaries. I laugh at them. I really do. I really do. Because when black people were suffering, they didn't give you that shit. They didn't even have that type of perspective. It is kind of like they recognize the drugs are part of like white people losing the majority. I do feel like that. It's kind of like this is one of the issues they've really got to deal with. Realizing, understanding that they're losing the demographic, they're losing the population battle. They're losing it. And it's kind of like they took these communities, identifying these formerly black areas, Harlem and such, and now it's like, hey, look, man, one thing white supremacy, they know when they do shit, a certain amount of the white population gets hurt too. They understand that. It may be, I don't know, a 10th or 12th of the white population is out here doing stupid shit, doing drugs, going to jail. They know that. They understand that part. That's to me what the opioids is. I don't care anything about that. Living up here has really gave me a hardness when it comes. It's weird because I've lived in a rural area and I look at these crackers and I have no empathy for them. No empathy for them. Because in some ways you're dealing with the same mindset you had in the 80s. Same shit. Oh yeah. You can see it. You can see it. You can literally see how the philosophy is the same. Hard on crime, hard on the drugs. I don't feel anything for them. Anything for them. You shouldn't either.